Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 3DS VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Wario Land 2, a game I wanted to give a second chance to because I never liked it when it first came out. I thought it was a far inferior game than the first one. So when it came out on VC I thought I'd give it a go. I still don't think it's anywhere near as good as the first one, but I'm probably enjoying it more this time. It's one of those games that even back then was probably too easy from the point of view that your character can't die, because he can't. Wario in this game is invincible. He's allergic to pain, as the joke says, but he can't die. Every time something happens to him, it just gives him an effect. So for example, he can become Flaming Wario, Drunken Wario, Fat Wario, even though he already is Fat Wario, Zombie Wario. There's just all sorts of different abilities like that. Speaking of differences as well, there's some different mini games you can play throughout the game on this one. Just while it's doing this opening intro, you can get a Flagman game, which is basically Simon Says. You can get a guess the number game where the number's like partially obscured, so you'd be able to like see a little bit of it, and you can pay to unlock another little bit of it and until you can guess to win. And there's a treasure thing where it comes up a card and then it comes up other cards, but only for a brief second, so you've got to then remember and match up the card. But that's about that for the mini games. Then gameplay wise, it plays very similar to the first game. It's just the fact that you're invincible while you're doing it. The whole point is you are still Wario, and you are the only thing you really care about is treasure. So you wake up to the alarm clock going off, and you've got to, well, basically turn off the alarm clock for this one. It's Chapter 1, Story 1. And I'll get on to how big the game is in a minute, because the game is huge. But the whole point of the game is you just beat the levels and collect as much treasure as you can, get as many coins finding the treasures. There's 50 treasures and 50 picture pieces overall, 100% the game, and when you do that you unlock a final level. So seeing as I've mentioned the final level, I might as well mention how big the game is. You get 5 chapters with 5 sections each, with a boss at the end of each section. And then you get 5 secret chapters with 5 sections each, with a boss at the end of each section, except one of them has 2 bosses, I believe. And then you get the final level and the final boss. So overall, the game is absolutely massive. When you actually beat the game the first time, you're not even halfway through it. That's how massive the game is. So if you're enjoying it, there's plenty to do. But for the most part, I find the levels to be quite boring, because it's just a search and explore and find all of the coins, and pretty much you can't really leave one coin behind it, except for replaying the levels that give the most coins and that. It's just one of those things that I got bored of the gameplay easily. I wasn't anywhere near as enthralled as on Wario Land 1, because at least that had a timer and at least you could die if memory serves. It has been a while since I've actually played it, but I'm pretty damn sure you could die on the game. Whereas on this, when you get hurt, the only thing that happens is coins come out, and it then impedes your progress that way. There's tons of secret areas on levels. There's like loads of floors that will break apart, and areas that you have to get to by throwing certain enemies at the blocks and that. Graphically, the game looks fantastic, to be fair. I was actually blown away with it when I first got it on the Game Boy Color, and musically it sounds pretty good. It's just a shame about the style of gameplay, really. It's the sort of thing that I'm probably going to get slated for seeing this, but I definitely think the Wario Land games should have stopped at Wario Land 1, because I don't think I've enjoyed one since. I never actually got to play Wario Land 3 though, so when it comes out on the VC, if it ever does, then I'll probably try it, seeing as I've got Wario Land 4 free for doing the ambassador or anything, and this is just that tile mini game, which for now I'm just going to take a guess at the answer being 7, and I was right. Yay. It's just one of those things, that's what I mean. You have to basically work it out, so you can pay to unlock stuff. There's certain numbers that are pretty much immediately you'll know exactly what letter it is by looking at certain corners and things like that. So if you get lucky and you get that, then you'll know immediately which one it is. But with that 7, it was a pure guess, and I obviously guessed right. There's nothing much really else I could say about the gameplay though. I've mentioned that you can get a load of different abilities, I've mentioned the mini games, I've mentioned the size of the game, the fact that you can't die. So, yeah, that is me done then for this review. Apologies in advance to any Nintendo fanboy who's about to flame me for saying, how can you slate this game, it's amazing. But I'd like to think that I'm actually not alone on this one, because I genuinely do find it a huge disappointment compared to the first game. So if you've never played any of the Wario Land games, that would be my recommendation. Get the first game on the VC. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.